Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Fintech Combine. I am your host, Kris Kovacs, and this is the series where we talk with and sometimes about community-based institutions, their digital and business transformation projects, and we meet the innovators, entrepreneurs, and fintechs that make it all possible. On this episode, we're meeting Ben Malena, who is the co-founder and COO of Algopear, an exciting new fintech that's bringing investment services to credit unions to attract and engage millennials. If you're ready, let's suit up and get out on the field. Well, Ben, thank you very much for joining us today.
What's going on, guys? How you doing? Thanks for having me on.
Anytime. Why don't you start by telling us a little bit about yourself and about your company, Algopear?
Just a quick introduction. My name is Ben Malena. I am a co-founder and a COO of Algopear. We are an embedded investment solution provider for credit unions and small banks. Just a little bit about myself. I am a former professional athlete, graduate of Texas A&M University, played in the NFL for about 5 years. And after I got done with that first career, I transitioned over into finance and have been in it for about a decade now.
How did you get involved with Algopear and starting the company?
Yeah, that's a great story. It's one of those stories that actually we're going to need a documentary here soon coming up because it is one of those stories that to where you can't make it up. The other co-founder of ours, Ronnie Green and Jonathan Abercrombie, we actually grew up as childhood friends. We all played sports together, and that's how we first grew our bond. After we left high school, we went to our different prospective universities. We all played the same sport, football, as well. We went to our different schools, and our paths kind of split up as per se, as normal life does. But during that time, my other co-founder, he got into finance. I was just now entering the NFL at that time, and I understood about financial literacy, and I wanted to get more in depth about my finances too, as well. And we always had a dream. So we started to be on the retail trading front. We started to enter into stocks. We enter into options, just different ways to continue to grow our wealth per se as coming from the underclass, I would say. And then we just realized and understood that the same problems that we're going through right now, we're trying to find different investment tools. We're trying to find different avenues to build our wealth per se. We thought it was just a no-brainer just to serve the same type of individuals that were just like us, coming from a place to where you come out of high school, you're coming out of college, you're not necessarily, gifted or inherited, different things per se.
Mm-hmm.
And you're looking to build your wealth. You're looking for financial literacy. You're looking for different ways to put yourself in a different economic class. So when you take that story of childhood friends coming up, you taking the story of three young men coming from Dallas, Texas, wanting to do better with their financial health and their wealth, and coming up with a product and a solution that not only just fits them, but a large demographic of people that are going through the same things.
What are the specific kinds of services that Algopear offers?
So Algopear, we are an embedded investment solution, embedded finance solution for credit unions. So just to get everybody on the same page, what I mean by embedded, the prime example that I love to use is the company Zelle. Okay. Mm-hmm. The company Zelle is an embedded payments platform. So all of banks members, they do not have to leave their platform to perform different payments and send to different accounts. We are the same embedded type of form, right? But we offer investment solutions, but we offer financial literacy solutions, and we offer personalized insight solutions as well. So if you're thinking about the different initiatives that's being really pushed right now within the credit union industry, you have increasing in deposits, you have generating new revenue streams. You also are dealing with member engagement from Gen Z and the millennials, who are the new inheritors of wealth. You think about member retention, right? Think about the different ways and the amount of cost or what it's costing to acquire these new members. This embedded solution is right on time, and it's right on par and aligned with the initiatives that credit unions are facing with today.
What do you think consumers do if their credit union doesn't have services like Algopair offers? Where do they end up going to?
Well, essentially, this question is really the birth of the company. So, my first ever banking institution was a credit union. And I love
Mm-hmm.
credit unions because you get that more of a home feel. You know, you don't really feel like just a number in a database per se. You get a more personalized experience when it comes to your finances.
Mm-hmm.
But there are some limitations really when you're talking about investing. So when you're dealing about an entire demographic, what we like to call serving the underserved, there is an underserved demographic that is actually growing rapidly because of the transfer of wealth from millennials and Gen Z who are not qualified yet for your legacy advisors, right? Who are not qualified essentially in some different states and some different jurisdictions as accredited investors to get access to these tools to be able to build their wealth or essentially what this product is made for is for the ones who are trying to grow their economic wealth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to have to go off board and the avenues off board, they are engaging. Yes, they are interesting per se, but they are lacking the bank type of feel. They're lacking the financial blanket type of feel. So you have these third party investing apps like Robinhood, Webull, um, different type
Yeah.
of retail investing platforms, which they are good and they are
Mm-hmm.
being successful. But what does that mean for credit unions? That means that all of those deposits with a solution like Algopair can stay on the books,
Mm-hmm.
can stay within your platform now that they're actually leaving to do or to solve a financial problem that's out there in the world right now, a real world problem. That is, you have millennials and Gen Z trying to find ways to build their wealth.
Mm-hmm.
We want to assist with credit unions to be able to do that, but to solve the initiatives that are actually inside of the credit unions.
Mm-hmm.
They're looking for member engagement. Well, in order to help really engage with your members, you have to give them a product that is worth engaging with, something that they can hold in their phone, something that they can have something that is being responsive back to them, just like other interactive or engaging applications per se. You want to talk about member retention. Think about the amount of just by word, face by face basis that you can retain members, that you can grow your
Mm-hmm.
member base by having such an engaging app embedded in your platform that are solving these real world needs, as we can see other alternative investment platforms are doing and are striving well.
Mm-hmm.
You think about Gen Z, you think about millennials, you're thinking about adding revenue streams. You know, this product and what we have built so far, when we're talking about initiatives and we're talking about alignment, we think that right now is the time. The market is calling for it. 2025, 2026 of credit unions and banks are going to have to start to embed these products right within their tech stack so they can compete with these other alternative investment platforms who are already servicing their customers. We want them to
Mm-hmm.
stay in house.
What do you say? Because there's some credit unions, and first of all, let me go back and say your comment that in order to have engagement, you must have engaging services.
Yes,
Truer
sir.
words have never been said. You
Yes,
know
sir.
what I mean?
Absolutely.
And to that, I want to pick at that for a second. There's a fair number of credit unions that have some legacy brokerage service, right? They have some relationship with a provider. Maybe they've had it for a very long time. Um, how is yours different? Like how does yours specifically target this group of younger potential members that many of the credit unions will be looking for?
And we get that question a lot as I speak to more credit union leaders, more FI leaders. That's a pretty prominent question. And how we answer that is we are complementary to the legacy advisors that, you know, certain FIs have been using for 10, 20, 30 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, in order to get to that legacy advisor status or to qualify, you have to meet certain qualifications. And most of those are asset or wealth based. Well, there is a huge demographic of members and member bases that are within the credit union industry, that are within their banks,
Mm-hmm.
that do not qualify just yet to participate in the tools, to participate in the growth building, wealth building, financial literacy, one-on-one dealings in the financial space.
Mm-hmm.
So we operate as that. We want to say we want to get them and push them to the legacy advisors when they get the opportunity to get there. We want to assist them and have like a graduation process to get them to um, operate and work with the legacy advisors. But our niche is essentially a huge demographic that is growing right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's those millennials and it's those Gen Zs. A little bit of Gen X is still kind of in a little bit of this boat too, as well, that are still building their wealth, that are still building their financial education, that are
Mm-hmm.
still maximizing and getting better with their financial health. They need engagement products like this that will assist them, one, with personalized portfolios, two, with the financial literacy that they have really at the push of a button, which a couple of features I'll talk about here real soon that we provide. But to get them engaged, to get their wealth building journey started within the credit union stack for their members, I think it's a game changer.
Yeah. Yeah. I think giving them some place to grow, to engage them in the beginning, to get them participating with an institution, and then give them a place to grow, um, right, to expand to other services, right? Instead of being a point solution for one thing, just another app in my phone, right? Now I can be part of a larger institution with all of the services that could be offered, right? And I can
Absolutely. So it's
graduate
like
to
the
buying a
graduating
home.
process.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Have that mindset that we want them to graduate. We don't want the members to we want the members to stay within their credit union or who they're banking with.
Mm-hmm.
That's their relationship. That's their home per se. It's like I say, my first ever credit union, I still bank with them. I still have a great relationship with them. But we are providing new solutions that will help them, that will assist them,
Mm-hmm.
that will grow them, and also to add more traction to the credit unions as a whole.
Excellent. Excellent. Um, I want to ask a little bit about how credit unions go about including your solution, right? Tell me a little bit about what are the steps necessary for a credit union to be integrated with Algopear?
Well, I mean, Chris, it's like you hitting it on the head. It's like I'm talking to a another executive or chief digital officer at a financial institution. Man, I love it.
That is a question you will get 100 times at every
It
conference,
is,
my man.
and we've gotten it 100 times, and I'm
Yep.
glad just really as a company and growth, we were able to really get that and understand. But we have we're partnered with other third party
Mm-hmm.
uh, solution providers that are bringing in new ideas to the table, that are bringing in new solutions, and one of
Mm-hmm.
those new solutions is um, being able to have seamless integration, no matter if they're with a core provider, or if they're using
Okay.
COS, or if they're using digital banking.
Mm-hmm.
We can service all of those integration platforms. And we've
Okay.
got down our integration to about 1 to 2 months instead of the
Mm-hmm.
long, drawn out process.
Good.
Algopear does everything in house, really, too, for the um, integration process as well. So whether we have to do a custom integration, we run into an
Mm-hmm.
institution that our solution, our third party plugin solution does not work. We do have the full capabilities of having a custom integration, but
Mm.
we have
Okay.
not seen those issues yet. But it doesn't matter if you have COS, if you're with Core, if you're using digital banking,
Mm-hmm.
you will be able to embed with Algopear.
Okay. So if I'm a community institution and I sign with you today, my members could start using the service in how much time? How many weeks? How many months?
Plugging in today, it'll be from about 4 to 8 weeks.
4 to 8 weeks, and they'll be able to start using it.
You'll be able to go live. Yes,
That's awesome. That's really very, very good. And that is a game changer, right? Being able to move
it
quickly,
is.
deliver services, show value is super important. Okay.
It is.
Um, Tell me about the technology you guys use. I think in our previous conversation you were talking about you guys are using artificial intelligence to help coach the customer, coach the member on the types of investments that might fit their profile.
And that's the great thing about it too, just going into a little bit more of the solutions and more
Mm-hmm.
of the features that actually goes into what Algopear is offering to the end user. One of the most important things that we are using an AI perspective on is our financial literacy bot that we do have that can engage with the end member. So we understand with the initiatives that financial literacy is at the top of initiatives because you're dealing with a brand new class of individuals who are coming on into this wealth, and with individuals who are still wielding it, who still need to increase their financial literacy. We
Mm-hmm.
use that AI standpoint of giving a chatbot, text bot per se, to the end user and have them interact with it. If they have any questions about dividends, if they have any questions about Roth IRAs, if they want to know anything about setting up a savings account, if they want to have any um, ideas about the S&P 500, any things about stocks, how can they set themselves up for retirement? We have that built in, and that's a part of the engagement piece that we are offering with the credit unions of a
Mm-hmm.
solution that we have built into it. Because once you do interact with it, it is very engaging. It'll immediately, and we've seen data and statistics that 83% of increased engagement that we have with using our platform just with one of those features. Another feature that we do have is automated investing. So we'll be able to curate different strategies depending on the risk and the tolerance level of the portfolio of the person. And we'll be able to curate different strategies. We'll be able to curate different investment tools and different investment automated for the end user to come up and put up a plan for them. If it's 6 months, if it's 9 months, if it's
Mm-hmm.
24 months, automatically curate an investment strategy for them. And it does automate or operate autonomously.
Very cool. Very cool. Um, what do you think? So, what I really like about your solution is that it's an answer to some of these neobanks that are popping up, who are niche and specific, right, and who are pulling away young people and away from traditional institutions, traditional servicing, traditional relationships, which I think is important, right? Um, did you guys set out to do that, or was that something you realized as you were building this tool? Right? Where did you stumble upon this concept of working with credit unions and community institutions to build loyalty?
And that's the thing too. It's like, remember I was talking about that documentary earlier, because I'm
Yeah.
telling you, certain things just drop out of the sky. So originally, I would say in 2021, yes, we did pivot. At first, we were a B2C. We were
Mm,
operating and dealing directly with the customer, and we were having some good success. But just an advisor came and just gave us a clue and gave us an idea
hmm,
and challenged us to see if we were able to take on a new path and take on a new industry or take
mm,
on a new form of business. And we were able to just network. We were able to just continue to get in and
mm,
study the statistics, study the data. What would be the best moving point? We've always had the product. We've always had the vision. We've always had our initiatives were essentially serving the underserved. Again, I'm going to go back. We were the guinea pigs per se for this product. We've been through it. So we
mhm,
understood exactly who we needed to get. Is just how were we going to get there?
mhm.
So we were pathed and we were pushed off into this way, and honestly, it was the best thing for us.
Okay. Um, tell me about your fundraising journey. Where are you in your fundraising journey? Are you guys bootstrapped? Are you have you raised some money? Are you looking to raise money? What does that look like currently for you guys?
For the most part, yes, we are bootstrapped. We have raised a little bit of money, and currently we are still attempting to raise funds.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, we are VC backed. We are funded by VC. So
Mm-hmm.
currently, we are still fundraising.
Mm-hmm.
We are still raising money.
Would you be open to credit union investment?
Absolutely. We think that that is a best way to essentially have a partnership with the
Hmm.
credit union. If we take an investment from them, a larger credit union, one, it'll ensure that, the product that the team has the funding and backing to deliver on what we're
Hmm.
delivering at a high scale way. And two, the member base that will already be within the credit union, they will have first access to be able to embed our product within the credit union. So absolutely, we would love
Yeah.
to do something like that. We actually think that um, that's a great way to go.
Yeah. Tell me a little bit about entrepreneurship, right? Was this the first company you started?
No, this is actually the second company that I
Okay.
started. So I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of a background, and it's gonna be a good part, but I'm gonna keep it kind of short for you. So again, I grew up in Dallas, Texas. I played American football. I was pretty good at it, whatever. I
I mean,
went
pretty
to
good. NFL is pretty good, Ben. I'm just saying. What
it
position did you play?
doesn't last long. I played running back.
Running back. Okay.
I went to Texas A&M University, 4 year letterman there. Went to the NFL, and you learn real quick that that profession doesn't last long,
Mm.
right? And for me, it was great. I had a great time. It benefited me a lot. It put me in positions that opened doors for me. I'm very grateful for it. I'm grateful for my whole career and everything. But
Hmm.
you had to turn on that second career bug. It had to happen fast.
Hmm.
And when you get with a lot of former professional athletes, they have that struggle with finding that second career after they
Hmm.
get done. Luckily for me, I was already on my path of entrepreneurship while I was playing.
Hmm.
So the first company that I started was a company called Visit. I started that with my college roommate, and I think that was, I want to say that was the year 2015. We were just doing some logistic things for the University of Texas A&M, and we
Hmm.
actually sold that company. Right, so
Awesome.
that was my first ever getting into it, being a founder, going through the whole ringer.
Yep.
I took some time off. I did some other things and went into some other careers for about 2 to 3 year span. And then coming back, I got involved with my current co-founder, Ronnie Green, again. We got back to discussing different things. We started to do finance together. We brought in Jonathan Abercrombie. He's the other co-founder as well. We started to get into finance, and we started to get into our finance space, Series 7, Series 63, studying, working for Fidelity, Charles Schwab,
Mm.
TD Ameritrade, going down that path and establishing that second career. So, being inside of finance, we have together about 3 decades worth of knowledge, being in a space and offering a solution how we're offering. And that's how it came all the way to being co founder here.
Hmm.
One thing that you do learn about being an entrepreneur, nothing is given.
Hmm.
Um, you're coming from the bottom. You're coming from a place to where that you don't have anything. You don't know if your product is going to work. You're going to pivot so many times. You're going to have so many obstacles that's going to come in your way. Lack of funding. All of the things that you do hear about.
Hmm.
But one thing I will tell you about being an entrepreneur, and if you want to be a successful entrepreneur, man, you have to have grit, and that's what I'm grateful about being an athlete, being a former professional athlete, collegiate athlete, high school, all the way down, because they instilled these principles into you that at the time, yeah, you're just having fun. You're out there with your friends, your buddies, college buddies, high school buddies, but you're not really realizing that it's actually shaping you up for this life right here of being an entrepreneur. So,
Hmm.
I lived it all. The ups, the downs. The noodle budget. You know what I mean?
Right.
Not knowing what's gonna come next. Wanting to give up.
Hmm.
Wanting to hang it up and go and you know uh, do something else.
Hmm.
The stresses that comes with it, the
Yeah.
worries and different things and the questioning yourself. But all it does is it's just like that diamond, so much pressure has to accumulate for one of the most beautiful things or the strongest things per se in the world. And my entrepreneur journey has been that. And for other founders too, as well, that are in this space, or anybody that's ever going to, watch this podcast as well, any
Mm-hmm.
entrepreneurs that's going to be tuning into this podcast, you got to be ready to walk through the valley of the shadow of death, man. You have to
Mm-hmm.
be ready to, risk it all. You have to be ready to stay up long nights. You have to be ready to see visions that, other people per se that can't see. You have to be able to know where you're going at all times and trust where you're going and where you're going to be led at all times. So I'm grateful for that. I kind of like merge in together my athletic and entrepreneur days. I
Mm-hmm.
kind of sync them together because they are very, very similar. And, one phase did help build up for another phase.
That is amazing. You have inspired me because it really is everything you've said. Right, you've got to be willing to risk it all. You've got to be willing to play flat out. And you got to be willing to stay up at night and be worried about your team and worried about your staff and worried about the product and worried about your customer and worried about this and that. Right. I mean that's
Yeah.
the life we chose.
Yeah.
What's easier to learn? Is it easier to learn an NFL playbook at running back or to learn to be an entrepreneur, and
uh,
why?
in it- a playbook, NFL playbook, in the NFL at running back. It's like way easier, totally different, easier. See, look, what people understand, man, when you're an entrepreneur, when they read that, oh, co-founder, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're thinking that's a glamorous thing. It is not a glamorous thing, because that
Mm-mm.
means co-founder means everything. It means
Yeah.
finance, it means biz dev, it means sales, it means growth marketing, it's branding, it's
Yep.
relationship, customer services, it's HR, it's policies. You know what I mean? Give
Especially
me
as the
that.
COO, it means you have done it all.
Trust me. You know what I mean? So, nah, give me that NFL running back. Let me just focus on my plays,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll be good.
There you go. There you go. Um, let's talk about the future. Tell me a little bit about what Algopear's future looks like in 2025, because this episode will air here in a couple weeks. We're sitting here in November right now having this discussion. As you're looking forward toward the end of the year, I know as an entrepreneur, we work every single day. We work every single holiday. There's every single weekend. Um, but tell me about what you're excited about in 2025.
2025 is the year of um, the credit unions initiative. This is the year to where you're going to see big moves within the industry, with the initiatives that we talked about earlier. With growing deposits, with adding revenue streams, with member retention. I mean, engaging with Gen Z, engaging with millennials. You're going to see all of those narratives. You're going to see people actually pulling the trigger on
Mm,
those narratives in 2025. You're going to see more investments that's going to be made from the technology, from the investment teams of credit unions, going to be more partnering with fintechs. You're going to see more solutions that's going to come. And there are other great different
yeah,
initiatives that's going on right now. As we can see, of course, I'm just speaking from an Algopear
right.
perspective, but all the different use cases within the industry. 2025 is shaping up to be a year to where we're going to see who's really going to be pushing these initiatives, who's going to be the first ones to the plate that's going to invest in these fintechs, that's going to take these solutions for these fintechs, and those are going to be the winners in this space. And the market is calling for it. The market
Yeah.
is begging for it. This is what we've been talking about for the last 2 years. We've done the research. We've seen demos. We've been to trade shows. We've been to conferences. 2025 and going on to 2026, we're going to see a lot of these credit union leaders start to pull the trigger on their initiatives that they have for their credit union. So we're very excited as Algopear, as a company. We are positioned for it. We're ready for the initiatives to kick off. We're ready for the opportunity to scale, the opportunity to serve the underserved, the opportunity to work with digital leading credit union leaders that
Hmm.
want to continue to push innovation inside of our industry.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Awesome. Hey, I'm super excited for 2025 for you guys. I love the product. And I think you got big things ahead of you. If a credit union is interested in learning more about Algopear, Ben, how do they do it?
The best way is to go on our website. Go to www.algopear.com.
Mhm.
You'll be able to see pretty much everything on our website. You'll be able to schedule a demo. You'll be able to get tours of the different features that we do have. You'll be able to contact us either by phone or contact us either by email, whatever the best way is for your team. But www.algopair.com is the best way to get in touch with the Algopear team. But if you want to do a more personalized way, LinkedIn, you can follow me at Ben Malena. The last name is spelled Malena. You can follow Algopear too, the company. We always give our updates. We always give everything that we have uploading with the team. Our other co-founders too, Ronnie Green and Jonathan Abercrombie, you can follow them too as well on LinkedIn.
Awesome. Awesome. Great work, man. Really appreciate it. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Yes, sir, man. Thank you for the opportunity, Kris. Yes, sir.
This podcast is sponsored by Constellation. We're empowering community financial institutions with innovative digital solutions, powered by fintech, driven by your roadmap. Join us as we navigate the future of digital banking together. For more information on how we can be your partner for digital transformation, visit www.constellation.coop.
I'd like to thank Ben for coming on the show. I really was just inspired by his story and his story of grit and how he started the company. Excited about Algopear and what their opportunities are. Go check them out. As always, thank you for watching. If you like it, if you like this content, please like and subscribe on your platform of choice. We will see you next time.